Hello.
Hi.
We have a new layout.
We do have a new layout and it's awesome.
Yeah, thanks to Cookie. We also are doing captions on the right-hand side instead of chat so that people can be more accessible for people. So
I'm not super sure that the captions are
captioning properly.
good.
We might
But
need another captioner.
it's a start. It's a start. Hi,
Hello,
Biscuit.
Cookie. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, Cookie.
Hello.
Hello. Cookie.
Yeah.
Cookie. Why are we called the Petal Cafe?
We're called the Petal Cafe because we love to imagine the before times. The pre-calamity times when we would sit down at a coffee shop with our friends and chat over a hot drink and a pastry. We aim to recreate that feeling while we keep that conversation going. And today we get to continue that conversation with ourselves while we talk about Tunic.
Yay, ourselves!
Yay, ourselves! Here at the Petal Cafe, we believe that anyone can be a capital G gamer. We spend our precious downtime adventuring, exploring, building worlds, and appreciating games that give us that cozy vibe. Grab a cup of your favorite bevy and settle in while we poke around the world of wholesome video games. Hi, I'm Cookie. I'm a variety streamer focusing on Nintendo and indie gems, mostly of the wholesome kind. I've got two quite vocal cats who you might hear sometimes on stream and who got a second dinner out of me tonight by accident.
Oop.
And I also do art journaling. I would normally stream on Wednesday nights and will do when I come back from hiatus. You can find me at twitch.tv/cookie_TPC.
Hey, that did pretty good. Hello, friends. I'm a Biscuit. Well, I am Biscuit.
You are Biscuit.
I am a variety game streamer. I play both Nintendo and PC games. I have a vegan artisan soap shop called Turing Suds. Awesome. The shop link is turinsuds.etsy.com. I have a dog. Her name is Petal. She is a 9-year-old Chihuahua. And you can find me at twitch.tv /biscuit_TPC. Oh,
Yeah.
It's so weird to,
Sorry. I was typing the soap command in the chat, but it accidentally went into the run sheet, and now it says our guest this week is exclamation
point soap. I know. That's why I went, yeah. That's why I kind of stopped for a second. Hilarious.
I am.
You are. So it's been a while since it's just been you and me.
Yeah, we keep having other friends at our party.
Which I love. I love having friends at the party. But it's always nice to just, get back to our roots. And every once in a while when I'm talking about my Animal Crossing island or anything like that, I think back to my first island and all of the sections that I created.
Oh, yes, our podcast recording sets.
Our podcast recording sets.
What a delight.
Yeah. It's really funny.
That dream address is still available.
That dream address is still available. I don't think I've been back, but I give it to people and they go and then it's just like so nostalgic for me. The two things that I will never make again, the spa area, is all of those waterfalls. And the library.
Oh yeah, that library was great.
Yeah.
It was epic.
Yeah. It was a lot of work. But I mean it was good. It was good. I enjoyed it. All right. So we got some news this week,
News of the week.
which is exciting.
Yes.
Okay, so I was looking around the internet and um, it was a lot of interesting things and a little bit of sad things.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so the first off, the demo coming out on April 24th for a slasher dating simulator because
I
they're
am so
people
excited that
too.
this exists.
What?
I'm so excited that this exists.
Yeah. It's like the ghost dating sim or Dream Daddy. They're
Mm-hmm.
people too. They need love. They need love.
They do.
Uh so I was poking around and looking for news, and I found a game that I came across. It's not news per se. I just thought it looked really fun. It's called Returner 77.
Okay.
Um it's like a puzzly, it's a first person puzzly, very Borderlands kind of game. It's very interesting looking.
Hmm.
Anyway, I wanted to
I'm
share that.
trying to put the links in chat as we go.
Oh, thank you. It's okay. It's not as good as the Thanos dating sim.
There's a Thanos dating sim.
Hmm.
That is both hilarious and alarming.
I did not know that.
Does it mean you only get half of the fish in the sea?
Oh, damn. All right. On to some sad news.
Okay.
E3 is completely canceled. Even the digital version. It looks
Um,
like it may be back next year, but developers are still putting out specific things. And they're going to try to, even though E3 is not going to be the platform, I think that they're going to try and find somewhere else to demo their games. I'm hoping that it will be maybe in the, some of them will be in the Steam Nextfest. Uh, June,
well,
what?
go ahead. Go ahead.
The June 2022 edition,
Yeah.
which is planned for June 13th to June 20th. And I appreciate that this that Steam Next Fest is now a continual thing.
Yeah, I'm excited
This
about that.
makes me happy.
So everybody does do their own directs now, and that makes me think that like the Wholesome direct is probably still going to happen. And to be honest, that was the only thing I really cared about anyway about E3. Well, that and
Oh,
Nintendo.
did the Wholesome Direct come from E3? Oh,
Yeah,
because I know that, like, I remember they had the Wholesome Direct. The only one I remember seeing was the one that they did on their own because there was no E3. And then Nintendo's just been doing their own directs. Like,
for ages.
yeah.
Yeah, so
So
I'm okay with this. I mean, yeah, E3 maybe has had its day.
yeah, I think that yeah. I think that it's overpriced. It's hard to get into. It does not. It's not inclusive by any means. You
Hmm.
basically have to be super popular to even get a ticket
Yeah,
or work in, and it's not like I said, it's not accessible for the amount of gamers that are out there. It's not an accessible option anymore.
yeah. I mean,
Um,
it used to be a big deal, and
mhm.
it inspired other events of a similar nature, and those grew in popularity and in
Yeah,
number. And now you can get your media in a lot of places, and I think that's awesome. And I
yeah.
think it's
No, I
okay
agree.
if we've outgrown E3.
No, it's I think it's a good thing.
I think it's a good thing.
So definitely looking forward to the Steam Next Fest. We'll be doing more demos. I'm hoping to have at least to schedule it to try and get more done.
Now that we have a better idea of all of the
Yeah, of the time
time
frame.
that they take, and
Yeah,
we'll have an idea of what we want to do ahead of time, I
yeah,
think
and
that
that's
that's a great idea.
I'm really excited for that. So Sims 4 just dropped its Wedding Stories pack.
Oh, yes.
Uh,
Full of
there's
controversy.
so much controversy. There were so many bugs that they did not fix before they launched it. So now it's getting a bug fix to appease all of the people that spent the $60 on that pack.
Yeah.
Ugh, ouch.
That's a lot. Is that a lot for a Sims pack? I feel like it is.
That's average, honestly. Or
Really?
was it 40, $50?
Well, I don't know if you're
It's like
speaking Canadian or
it's.
American.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm speaking Canadian.
Okay.
In America, I think it's like $40. But I mean, still, that's a lot of money for like a DLC for a game. But I
Yeah.
mean, The Sims 4 is it is probably my favorite Sims so far. I mean, I did love Sims 3. I still play
Mm.
Sims. I still have Sims 3. But I think that Sims 4 is just it's got so much. It's the engine has been given it the ability to do a lot more with it. So there's a lot more that was able to be produced for it. I just sucks that they rushed the wedding stories
Yeah.
before doing enough QA.
Yeah.
Um,
That's just
so
sad.
it is. Uh, One of our favorite organization sims is getting a PS4 and a PS5 release, as well as physical copies.
Oh,
Um, Unpacking.
that's
Unpacking
awesome.
has done so well that it's going across the PS4 and the PS5. I believe Xbox and like yeah, it's done so well, and I'm so happy that it's going consoled. Um, that makes me super super excited. Um,
Yeah.
so, and the last bit of news that I have
That you have personally curated.
that I've personally curated um, is the delay to the Breath of the Wild 2
Wah, wah.
to spring 2023.
So sad.
It is, but it isn't.
Did you? You must have watched the announcement. I confess I didn't. So give me details.
Okay, so I did watch the announcement. They did apologize. Of course, they did. They said that they don't want to put out a sub. They don't want to rush it and put out a subpar game. So they're going to take the time to make it the best game that they possibly can make it.
Right.
Uh, they're going to add like all the things that they want to add. And this is something coming from like these developers. I mean, if you look at Breath of the Wild, right? Like that's an insane game,
Right. Yeah, it is.
right? Uh, it it, it was so good. It's just I appreciate them so much as developers and understanding that they want to make the experience for all of the players the best it can be.
Yeah, that's very
So
worthy.
and the consensus across the board, which is very which you'd think that being delayed another year would upset people. The majority of people that I spoke with and or saw on Twitter um, were not upset about the delay. They were understanding
That's good.
because they know that they're going to put out such an amazing product that we are going to be more blown away
Yeah.
when it does come out. So,
I think it's a good call on their part.
oh
Never
yeah,
good to
totally.
rush it.
Oh yeah, no, I don't. I honestly, I would rather wait for a game, even if it's a game I really, 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 really,
Mhm.
really, really want to play. Um, I want the developers of that game to be happy with it, not feeling like they could have done better.
Right.
So,
Uh,
uh,
well, I've got some news to share.
mm.
There just today it was announced that there is a release date for the Cozy Grove DLC. I'm so excited about. And It is April 26, 2022.
Oh, wow.
It's only 4 weeks from now.
Oh my god,
Hot,
is it only 4 weeks from now? That's crazy.
hot darn is what I was trying to say there.
Heart darn. Heart,
Yep,
heart darn.
heart darn.
Heart
Um,
darn.
I actually looked up to see if there was any release date for Oxenfree 2, and sadly, not.
Yeah, it's still just 2022.
Oh my goodness, we're getting a raid.
Oh!
Shay, you are amazing. Welcome in. Thank you for bringing all of our friends to the party.
Oh, hello. Welcome in. Hello, Redria. Hello, Dennis. Hello, Shay.
Hello, the Queer Note. What an excellent name.
Oh,
Welcome in.
oh yeah,
Uh,
it should work.
that one should work, Valvin.
Yeah.
That is great. We've been bedonked by Shay's raid. That is a delight. Welcome in. We are just getting through the weekly news before we launch into our talk about Tunic. So, I was just announcing that Cozy Grove announced its DLC April 26th, and we're really, really excited. I know that it's only going to be about $7.99, and
Oh,
it's going to
weird.
have 4 new bears and butterflies, and I can't say enough good things about it. So,
Butterflies and bears.
yep,
That's
bears and
exciting.
butterflies.
Bears
I
and butterflies.
I was delighted to get that ping on my Discords today.
Uh, that's awesome. Oh yeah, I did see it. I did see it pop in there.
Yeah.
I did see
Because
it
it's
pop in
Cozy
there.
Grove, I clicked on it right away. I'm like, oh, I need to read this.
Yeah, you did. I did not.
That's okay. We have different gaming priorities.
We do have different
That's
gaming
both fine and
priorities.
desirable as hosts of a podcast.
Uh, oh, here we go. I think actually Shay has her own command
I believe Shay has her own command.
because I think that the shout out didn't actually work. So there we go. Thank you for coming in with Lovey.
It's so nice to have friends here. Amazing. Okay. Speaking of adorable games, you know
Okay.
how I really like to talk about my Kickstarters of the week?
Mm-hmm.
So take a look at this game called Critter Crops. It is absolutely adorable.
Adora frickin' Bull. That's a big word.
Yep. You are farming. It's like a little witchy farming sim with little Animal Crossing style missions,
Mm-hmm.
and it is freaking adorbs. And I have been
Aw.
waiting for the Kickstarter to launch. I had it on my notify me when it goes live.
Oh.
Already backed it. It looks so cute. Can't wait.
That's awesome.
Something else I backed was this small little game about uh, wandering, taking it slow, and discovering the wisdom of the great monkey. Which it's called Mist Monkey, and it was, I say it was more than fully funded, but they only were looking for about $1,000 US, so it was really easy to fund that one. And then speaking of Kickstarter,
Uh-huh.
it has a rival in a new board game crowdfunding platform called GameFound. Just opened its doors to creators,
Mm-hmm.
so it'll be interesting to see how many folks go over there. Cyanide and
Mm-hmm.
Happiness already has a game on there launched
Oh, wow.
for funding, and yeah, I'm very curious to see how it rivals Kickstarter and what its reputation becomes, because we all know that Kickstarter's political faux pas with NFTs didn't help matters.
Mm-hmm.
They rolled back on that, by the way, um, as they should, but I think a lot of
Uh-huh.
damage was already done. So I'm
Yeah.
curious. It's going to be good. And that is all of my curated news for the week.
Yeah. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
so uh, oh yeah, there was a whole controversy.
That's a great. I like
Wow,
that
I'm
controversy.
creating words now.
It's usually my job.
Yeah, it's a yeah. There was a whole controversy about that.
Yeah, they
Unfortunately,
last fall they dipped their toes very briefly into the NFT world. Um, it's true. There are some Kickstarter things that take an awful long time to come to fruition, but I love supporting people who are trying to do stuff. And if it doesn't work out, that's okay too. That's how I felt about Altair.
yeah.
It's,
Oh, we should probably talk about that too.
we should probably talk about Altair.
So, if you're not aware, oh, I'm rhyming.
Yeah,
Um, Altair was an attempt at a streaming platform that they got a really far, um, but it didn't work out, unfortunately. Um,
yeah. They had a really great mandate. They were a certified B corporation by late last year.
yep,
Um, and they had visions of being a lot more fair to their creators than the current options, and also much more protective of their
yeah,
creators when it comes to assuring the safety of marginalized creators.
yeah,
Their vision was so good, and it
yeah,
was probably almost halfway through back end development before they had to sadly say this isn't sustainable.
yeah. It was just, and like
It's sad.
it is, and like yes, they could have just done a as they said, they could have done a GoFundMe or something like that for the rest of the funds, but they didn't think it was fair that if it didn't work out, they wanted to make sure that their employees had jobs and
Yeah,
whatnot and everything to, fall back on and time to get another job essentially.
yeah.
Um, so yeah, it was unfortunate it had to happen.
Wistful sigh. But there will be someone else who comes along and hopefully picks up that mantle. I'm ever hopeful.
Hmm.
I would
Me
if I
too.
could afford it.
Uh, yeah,
I would love to be the kind of independently wealthy where I could just pick
back
up a
projects like
mantle
that.
like that. Yeah, and say, I want to be an angel investor, you know?
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Ugh, one
Maybe
day.
one day we'll win the lottery,
Yep. We'll use
and
our
then we can do it.
millions or
Then we...
thousands once you convert them from Canadian money.
After taxes. Um,
Uh,
so the game this week is we're talking about is Tunic.
Tunic!
This is a very recently released game.
It
Uh,
is.
like like two. Wait, what's today's date?
Well, today's
Two
date
weeks
is the
ago.
31st. It came out on
Okay,
the 16th.
so like 2 weeks ago, on the 16th, it was released,
I had it in
and
my calendar.
uh, it's a Tunic is an action adventure about a tiny fox in a big world. Explore wilderness, discover spooky ruins, and fight terrible creatures from long ago. Uh, as Balvin puts it in the chat, the Dark Souls of Fox, games, yeah,
It is
it's
somewhat,
it's
yes.
very similar. It's very yes, it's very Dark Soul esque.
In that it can be very punishing.
It can be very very punishing game. Now, that being said, uh,
It has
it does
many
have
accessibility
yes, which I
toggles,
am so happy about
and
those
I am
accessible.
using the full extent of in order to enjoy the story without crying.
I toggle them on and off. So it's you can go into the options and turn these accessibility options on and off as you need them or not, um, which is really cool. Uh, and I really appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
So it is on PC, Xbox One, Xbox Series S, Game Pass,
It is on Game
uh,
Pass.
which I love because that's how I'm playing it. I
Woot.
spend money on Game Pass. I don't want to buy, necessarily want to buy every game I play. Um, its genre is an isometric action adventure. It was developed by what is his name? Cursefly, Coldfly. Oh, I forget his Twitter now. I had it.
I don't know, but his name is Andrew Schuldes.
I want to find his Twitter. Keep going, please.
Okay. It was published by Finji, and Metacritic has given it an 85 score. HowLongToBeat.com says 11 and a half hours. Completion is 19 and a half. So,
His name
um,
is Dicey.
dicey.
Yeah.
In addition to it being on Game Pass, I purchased it on Steam, where I was also able to purchase the soundtrack, which is fantastic. Very
Oh yeah,
atmospheric.
I want that soundtrack.
It
I'm
is
probably just
real
gonna
good.
get the soundtrack.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'll grab the soundtrack off Steam. I don't necessarily need to have the game. I mean, I'd like
Well,
to, but it'll just go in the pile of games that I have.
if at some point when it's no longer on Game Pass you want to replay it, I'm sure it will be on sale by then.
Yeah.
So,
It's okay. So my first experience with this game, I was like, "Oh my god, this is the cutest thing ever."
so cute. It looks
I
like Link's Awakening.
It does look. So I saw online. I think it was on Twitter. It was like this is Breath of the Wild and for what do they call it? For Nemea or something. Basically, it's like Breath of the furry Link in Breath of the Wild. It was very funny. I really appreciate that. Um, it's hard.
It is hard.
It is hard, and I don't know why. Like I mean, I get why, but like it's hard. I do like all the puzzles though. I'm
I
really
think the
enjoying
puzzles are great.
those. Really enjoying
Um,
those.
okay, so how far into the game do you think you are?
Okay.
First boss, second
Uh,
boss, first area, third area?
I think I'm past the first boss.
Okay.
I don't know why it's bouncing either.
It doesn't matter. It's fine.
I think I'm past the first boss because of the fact that I did. What was it? I got the dagger, the magical dagger.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and then I stopped after that.
Okay. I have kept going. There is a mega boss after that, which was really, really hard, and I would not have been able to do it without turning on uh, fail no fail mode. That's the word. I was like,
No
fail
fair.
mode? No, that's the regular game. The regular game without the accessibility settings for me is fail mode.
Yeah. No fair mode.
But by turning on no fail mode, I was able to get past that boss, and I've also gotten past the previous. Nope, the next one after that,
Oh, okay.
which is the one in the library.
Okay. Yeah. I beat the mega boss on stream, and I didn't
Mhm.
know about the dagger. Um, but I did. I was able to do that. Um, so
Good.
yeah.
One thing about this game that I would say I'd recommend
Mhm.
is use the manual as much as you can. You collect the pages of the manual as you go,
Oh
and
yeah.
it's freaking adorable.
Oh yeah.
Um, use it as much as you can, but also don't be afraid to use a walkthrough. I have consulted a walkthrough at least 4 times now in order to figure out where I had to go next because I couldn't manage it on my own. There are a lot of really great walkthroughs. I think the one I'm using right now is on IGN, but
I looked. I had to go through that to figure out a couple of things. So
yeah.
uh, the
So,
manual mechanic is excellent, but in the runic language, it kind of okay.
well, that's the thing about it. So more than half the manual is written in
Mm-hmm.
the the script of the game, which is purposely illegible.
Mm-hmm.
Audio is not working.
I had to fix it. Yeah. Sorry.
Okay. So the manual is purposely illegible except for notations made by this previous player of the game when they rented it from the video store with marks made in pen. It's a really good effect. And the fact that you don't get all the pages in order or even at all in some
Mm-hmm.
cases.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's a really interesting way to do things, but its purpose is to give you hints. And so what I've
Yeah.
started doing is I've been playing since I'm playing on my computer,
Mm-hmm.
because I bought it on Steam, I've been screenshotting the manual and bringing it over to my other screen so that I can continue to refer to it while I'm actually playing the game.
Playing. Gotcha.
So I have a very short-term memory when it comes to that stuff, so it's
Mm-hmm.
a lot easier for me to be able to refer to it at the same time as I'm actually playing.
Oh no, that makes sense. Like,
Hmm.
um, did you notice that when you open the map, it
It shows you where you are.
it shows you where you are.
I think that's delightful.
Yeah.
And that wouldn't be possible with a truly paper manual.
Yeah.
I haven't figured out much of the story. If there is much of a story, it's hard to
Mm-hmm.
tell.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not a deterrent to me. It's fun to play and not overly challenging the way I have it set up.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I'm not a hardcore punishing style of gamer. If I can't get through it in an hour, like if I can't get
Mm-hmm.
through a boss fight in an hour, I'm
Mm-hmm.
probably not going to keep playing the game. So it's really good to me that we can continue to play it and enjoying it for what it is without it becoming unpleasant,
Mm-hmm.
you know? I mean, there are levels of Super Mario Brothers Wii U that I just cannot get past, even on the easiest Toadette setting. To the point where I've kind of given up,
Mm-hmm.
um, because I don't know if I lack the dexterity or the controller or if I'm using the wrong controller. It doesn't matter. I'm not experiencing that in this game, and I really enjoy that.
Yeah, you know what? Like, there are times where, um, in Zelda, I just get so frustrated
Hmm.
because I couldn't get past certain parts. Uh, but with Tunic, because of the accessibility options, it's it's fun because I can get past those parts,
Hmm.
right? It's it makes me want to play.
Yeah, I think it's likely that I will finish this game.
Yeah, me too.
So,
Yeah.
so I'm enjoying that part about it, and it's just so cute when the
Uh,
little fox dude walks. His little tuft of hair bounces.
it. Oh my god, the tuft is so cute.
It's so
Um,
cute.
I think Tunic is an excellent game, but I don't feel like it's a game you'd expect to get. Not really a fun Zelda time. it's a challenging Dark Souls dodging time. Agreed.
This does give me hope, though. If you would consider this harder than Link's Awakening, then I think I might be able to play Link's Awakening.
Oh yeah, it's harder than Link's Awakening.
That's very, like, promising to me, because Link's Awakening, to be fair, and I know we've talked about this before, I haven't played the remake yet, but I remember playing it on the original Game Boy, and I found it too hard. So,
Why don't I just lend it to you?
oh, we have it.
Oh, okay.
Nope, I just haven't played it yet.
Okay.
I was it deterred me from things like Zelda games, and especially RPGs, for a really long time.
The
So
Zelda
I was just,
games?
yeah, I was so overwhelmed by them because they weren't side scrollers and they weren't turn-based combat. I was just like, this is
Oh.
too hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you know what? I've been practicing gaming a lot over the last couple of years. I'm actually getting better at it.
Yeah, you are. We need to do a couch. Was it a couch co-op treasure tracker at some point?
Yeah. It's been too long since we've done that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is.
Yep.
So, Tunic.
Tunic.
Definitely not what I expected. But pleasantly surprised.
Valvin says gaming level up. I did do a bunch of pretty challenging games on stream. I would like to, however, lift up that Valvin did coach me through a lot of those games.
It doesn't matter.
Well, I appreciate it.
But you did it though. Like you got
I did.
help, but like it's the same thing as whenever you're streaming, it's like chat helping, right?
Yep.
It's what sometimes it happens. If
It's
you
sometimes what I'm
it,
doing it for.
right? And that's totally valid. Okay. So I didn't have a controller. This is true.
Yeah.
It's all you and your hand-eye coordination.
Mm-hmm.
So I would definitely suggest giving Tunic a chance. Anybody that loves Breath of the Wild, anybody that loves Dark Souls, anybody that just really wants to play a really adorable game with a little fox and a sword and a shield.
I'm told if you enjoyed Death's Door, you might also enjoy this game.
Oh yes, that's another game that's on. I have that on my Switch. I'm very excited.
I also have Death's Door, and it's been in my queue. It just keeps getting pushed down by games like Tunic and Kirby.
Speaking of Kirby.
Speaking of Kirby,
I might have finished the first story.
Yeah.
And I'm working on the second story.
I'm sorry, there's a second story?
I'm not going to spoil anything, but it's so you get done the first story, you're like half done.
Really? That's exciting to me, because you've heard my my criticisms about the previous game. Way too short.
Yep.
Interesting.
Yep.
But we will be getting into Kirby in much, much more detail very soon.
Yep. That is true.
So I don't want to overdo it.
No. So
by talking
Tunic.
about it now. Tunic.
Tunic, I would give 4.5 of those little fox dudes you get out of 5.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I really enjoy that game. I do enjoy how hard it is. I do enjoy the puzzles. I also enjoy that it kind of I get to hit things with a sword. And sometimes, honestly, all I need. Just being able to hit things with a sword.
It's fair. I am going to give it not a number score. I'm going to give it the sunlight dappling on the trees, because that is one of the best effects in the game, as far as I'm concerned, is the sunlight.
Oh yeah, it's so cute.
It's so good. The lighting is just so well done. Like chef's
Yeah,
kiss. I freaking love it.
agreed. 'Tis very
So
good.
sunlight dappling on trees is my score.
Sunlight dappling on trees. That's fantastic.
We're going
Uh,
esoteric.
yeah, definitely. Get check out this game. It is so much fun. Uh, that's all I can say. It's just check
Mhm.
this game out. It is so much fun. Um, very similar to my mindset about Kirby, but more on that another episode.
Yep. Petal Cafe spoilers.
uh,
What what else have you been playing, Biscuit?
Animal Crossing.
Animal Crossing.
I have. I've been playing Animal Crossing. As weird as that sounds.
I don't think it
Um,
sounds weird considering
I
our
know, I
history
know,
with Animal Crossing.
I know. But like we got the all the burnout and everything like that, and then I was watching people
Yeah.
play Animal Crossing on streams, and then I was like, okay, let me do some Happy Home Paradise, and then I did. I took everything off my island, and then I
Hmm.
flattened everything, and then I cleaned most things up. I got to clean some things up still, but it's really coming along.
I went really hard on Animal Crossing from update day until the middle of January. And now I haven't opened it since then because I can't decide whether I want to go back in time to January or skip ahead. And then I know my villagers are going to guilt me. And I'm just like, I don't know what to do. So I'm just avoiding it. I'm avoiding Animal Crossing.
I hadn't played since like before Toy Day.
Hmm.
And then I picked it up at the beginning of March, and I got guilt tripped, but I was like, nah, whatever.
Well, that's good.
They're all like, oh, we're so glad you're back.
Yeah.
No,
See, the reason I find that tough is because I know I'm going to leave again.
but like, I hate as much as we generate relationships with them, they are just pixels.
They are, in fact, just pixels.
That's how I look at it.
And maybe Cookie shouldn't take it so personally.
Maybe.
I do miss Spike.
Yeah, both Static and Frobert asked to leave, and I was like, what are you doing?
Excuse me very much?
Excuse me very much.
Look at all these weeds. We could have picked them up, but we saved them for you.
uh, I guess the last question that I have for you, Cookie,
Hmm,
it's going to be a little bit cryptic. Is the schedule up to date for next week?
it is.
Oh, okay. Well, then next week we're actually going to be talking about the Kirby's.
I think that sounds like a great idea.
We may have a special guest that day as well. Come tune in to find out who it is.
Yeah, we're not going to tell you ahead of time because we don't want to.
Yeah, no, I don't want
So there.
to. True, just pixels, but I feel bad convicting the wrong person in Paradise Killer. Paradise Killer is on. Whew. Excuse me. Why am
Are
I
we
so
keeping
tired?
you up, Biscuit? My goodness.
Oh, Paradise Killer's on Game Pass and is on my list to play as well.
Oh yeah, I know that at least one or two of our friends have been playing that game.
Yeah, I think I need some tea, so
Yeah,
that's
it
my.
might be time to wrap her up.
That sounds good.
Okay. Well, folks know where to find us at
Yeah.
the Petal Cafe at biscuit_TPC and cookie_TPC, all here on Twitch. The Petal
Yep.
Cafe podcast is recorded live on Twitch and then uploaded as a podcast to YouTube, Spotify, Anchor.fm, and wherever you get your podcasts within a short while after. If you like what you're hearing and you want to know when we're recording next, head on over to Twitter and Instagram at the Petal Cafe, all one word, and turn on your notifications or send us a DM to get an invite to our Discord. If you'd like more of us, check all the links in the chat, comments, and the show notes for all the places you can find Biscuit, Cookie, and our guests.
For inquiries, email us at petalcafe@gmail.com. Episodes of the Petal Cafe are a production of Petal Cafe Media. Our theme music was written for us and licensed by our friend, the talented John Stewart Campbell. Special thanks to our Twitch moderator, Valvin, and all of our friends who came out to hang out with us today. And special thanks to Shay bringing the community over to hang out with us as well.
Yeah. Special thanks.
Thank you for hanging out with us, and I hope you have a great rest of your day, evening, or time zone.
We are going to log off, but thank you so much for being here, Balvin.
Balvin!
It makes me think of Alvin and the Chipmunks. Balvin! On that note, have a good time zone, everybody. Thank you for being here.
Bye!
See you next time.